The story begins with whispers across the galaxy. Whispers of fear. Whispers of death. Whispers of a name no one dares to speak loudly, the Devourer. Every species knows the story. A creature so large it could swallow moons. A monster that left only ashes behind. Planets burned. Fleets vanished. Entire civilizations wiped out in one night. For centuries, alien empires joined forces to destroy it. Their ships filled the stars, their weapons bright enough to blind suns. But no matter how many came, none returned. Billions died and the beast still lived. Then one day it was gone. No trace. No signal. Just silence. The galaxy waited, afraid it would come back. But it never did. And slowly the story became a legend, a bedtime warning told to alien children. Sleep now, or the Devourer will find you. Hundreds of years later, far from the center of the galaxy, a small human ship drifted through dark space. Its name was Aurora 7, a long-range exploration vessel, carrying only 12 crew members. They were not soldiers. They were explorers, searching for lost worlds and forgotten ruins. For months they had found nothing. Empty systems, cold stars, silent planets. But then, something changed. The sensors began to pick up a strange pulse, a repeating energy signal coming from a dead system known as Zerith 9. No life, no atmosphere, no reason for a signal. Yet the readings were clear. Lieutenant Harris frowned at his console. "Captain," he said, "you'll want to see this." Captain Elena Ward stepped closer, her eyes sharp and curious. "What is it?" Harris hesitated. "It's impossible. The energy signature matches something from the old Galactic archives." Elena raised an eyebrow. "What kind of match?" He swallowed. "The Devourer." The control room fell silent. No one spoke. Even the hum of the ship felt quieter. After a long pause, the navigator whispered, "That's just an old legend, right? There's no such thing." But Harris shook his head. "The readings are exact. It's the same frequency the old fleets detected before they were destroyed." The crew stared at the screen, a faint heartbeat-like pulse coming from the dark system. One beat every few seconds. Steady. Alive. An urgent transmission arrived from the Galactic Council's network. It was short and cold. "Aurora 7, avoid Zerith 9 at all costs. No investigation. No landing. That system is forbidden." Elena read the message, then slowly turned off the screen. Her crew watched her nervously. "Orders are orders," said Harris quietly. "We should leave." But Elena didn't answer. She stood by the window watching the stars drift by. Her mind raced. For years, humanity had been the youngest species in the galaxy. Smaller fleets, fewer colonies, less power. But humans were different. They didn't always follow the same kind of fear. And Elena had seen enough of the galaxy to know one thing. Legends are often built on lies. Finally she spoke. "If something's still alive there," she said, her voice calm but firm, "we'll find the truth. Maybe it's not what they think." Her crew exchanged worried looks. "Captain," the council said. "I know what they said," she cut in. "But I don't take orders from ghosts." She smiled slightly. "Set a course for Zerith 9. As Aurora 7 jumped through hyperspace, alien sensors in nearby systems detected their movement. Across the galaxy, rumors spread quickly. "The humans are going to the dead zone," one alien general hissed. "Fools," another said. "They walk toward death." Even the council grew restless. "What are they doing?" a reptilian ambassador growled. "They will wake it." But no one could stop them. The humans were already too close. Hours later, Aurora 7 arrived in orbit around Zerith 9. The planet looked like a wound in space, black, cracked, and surrounded by drifting debris. There was no light, no sound, no movement. Just emptiness. The scanners reached deep into the surface. Ruins of destroyed ships appeared on the screen, alien, human, unknown. Everything had been shattered long ago. And yet, the signal was still there. That same heartbeat. Slow. Deep. Heavy. "Source located," Harris said quietly. "It's coming from the planet's surface. About 5 kilometers below the crust." Elena leaned forward. "Is it moving?" He nodded once. "Yes, Captain. It's alive." The room went cold. Everyone stared at each other. Elena took a deep breath. "Prepare the landing shuttle." Her first officer stepped forward, voice shaking. "Captain, if that really is the Devourer, we can't." But she raised a hand. "We can't run from shadows forever." As the human shuttle descended through the thick clouds, lightning flashed across the dead world. The ground was broken and scarred, covered in black dust and the remains of ancient machines. Their searchlights scanned the horizon. For a long time they saw nothing but ruins. Then, something moved. At first it looked like a hill. Then it breathed. The scanner spiked, energy readings off the charts. Harris whispered, "Oh no." A massive shape rose from the darkness, wings half broken, skin glowing faintly with blue light. It was enormous, larger than a city, older than any living thing. Its eyes opened, twin stars of fire, and it looked directly at the human ship. The crew froze. Even Elena could feel her heart pounding. For a moment the creature didn't move, just watched them. And then, deep within the darkness, a low sound filled the air, not a roar but a breath. Alive. Awake. Waiting. The human shuttle hovered over the cracked ground of Zerith 9. The scanner still screamed warnings and every light on the console flashed red. "Captain," Harris whispered, eyes wide. "That thing, it's moving again." Captain Elena Ward stood by the front window, her face calm but pale in the dim light. Below them, the massive creature lifted its head slightly. Dust and smoke rolled off its body like waves. It was unlike anything they had ever seen, part flesh, part metal, covered in ancient scars that glowed faintly blue. Its wings were torn, its armor broken. But its presence alone made the air feel heavy, like gravity itself bowed to it. The ship's engines hummed nervously. Every instinct in the crew screamed to leave, to escape before it noticed them. But it already had. The creature's eyes opened, glowing orbs of golden fire. For one long moment, it simply stared at the tiny human ship in the sky. No roar. No movement. Just quiet, as if it were listening. Elena spoke softly, almost to herself. "It's alive, but it's hurt." The crew didn't reply. The silence was too thick. Finally, Lieutenant Harris broke it. "Captain, the council was right. That's the devourer. We have to go now before—" "Wait," Elena interrupted. "It's not attacking us." She pointed at the readings on the screen. "If it wanted to destroy us, it could have done it already." Harris frowned. "Maybe it's waiting." "Maybe," Elena said quietly. "Or maybe it's afraid." The crew turned to look at her, confused. "Afraid? That thing?" Elena nodded slowly. "Look at its energy levels. It's weak. Very weak. If those readings are true, it's dying." The ship lowered slowly, dust swirling around the landing gear as they touched the ground. Every sound echoed in the empty valley, the wind, the soft hum of the engines, even the steady heartbeat of the beast beneath the surface. Outside, the world was dead. Black rock. Broken ruins. The remains of alien weapons melted into glass. This was a graveyard of battles fought long ago. The creature shifted again and the earth trembled. It lifted one massive claw, cracked and bleeding faint blue light. When it tried to move, its body shook violently. It was in pain. Elena stepped closer to the window. "Get me a full scan," she ordered. "Biological and mechanical." "Captain, you can't be serious," said her first officer, Reed. "That thing destroyed entire civilizations." "Maybe," she said, "but it looks like no one ever asked why." Suddenly the sensors beeped. Multiple new signals appeared on the radar. "Contact!" Harris shouted. "Ships approaching fast, 12 no 20 vessels." Elena turned sharply. "Identify." "Not human," Harris said. "Alien design, looks like the Council's battle fleet." The color drained from everyone's faces. Through the clouds above, faint lights appeared, warships descending. "They're here for the beast," Reed said in a low voice. A communication link flashed open on the screen. An alien admiral appeared, cold eyes, hard voice. "This is Admiral Crayer of the Galactic Council. Human vessel Aurora, 7, you are trespassing in a restricted system. Leave immediately or be destroyed." Elena crossed her arms. "We detected a living being here. It's injured. We're investigating." "That creature is not a living being," Crayer hissed. "It's a plague. You will stand down, human." "It hasn't attacked us," Elena replied calmly. "And from what I see, it's suffering. If it wanted war, we'd be dead already." "Do not mistake weakness for mercy," the alien snapped. "Move aside or you will share its fate." The transmission ended. The crew looked at their captain in silence. "Orders, Captain?" Reed asked. Elena didn't answer right away. She watched as the alien ships formed a circle in the sky, their cannons glowing with charging light. She whispered to herself, "If they open fire, this whole planet will burn again." Then it happened. The first alien ship fired. A beam of light shot down from orbit, slamming into the ground near the creature. The blast shook the valley like thunder. The beast screamed, a sound so deep and powerful that it tore through the human ship's hull. Metal groaned. Windows cracked. Shields up. Elena shouted. Move us between them and the target. Are you serious? Reed yelled. Do it. The Aurora 7's engines roared, lifting it into the air. The small human ship rose between the alien fleet and the massive creature lying wounded below. Transmit signal, Elena ordered. Harris nodded. What should I say? Tell them this: humanity doesn't attack the dying. The alien fleet paused for a moment. No one had ever stood between the Devourer and the Council before. Claire's voice came back, full of fury. You would protect a monster that killed billions? Elena's voice stayed calm. Maybe it didn't want to. Maybe it was made to. There was a long silence. Then the alien fleet powered their weapons again. Then you will die with it. The skies burned red. Beams of energy streaked through the air. The Aurora 7's shields flared bright white as impacts slammed against them. Inside, the crew worked frantically, alarms flashing, systems overheating. The ship groaned, but it held its ground. Below them, the great creature lifted its head again. It stared at the humans, small, fragile, and yet, standing in front of it. For the first time in its long life, the Devourer saw something it did not understand. Not fear. Not hate. But protection. It blinked once, slowly. And deep in its chest, a faint blue light began to glow brighter. Direct hit and hook. The alien fleet prepared for a second attack. Inside the human ship, energy readings from the creature spiked wildly, stronger, hotter, alive. Harris looked at the screen in shock. Captain, it's reacting to us. Elena stared out the window, her voice low. Then let's show it what humanity stands for. The sky rumbled. The war for Zereth 9 had begun. The skies above Zereth 9 burned. Alien ships circled like vultures, their weapons glowing red-hot. Below them, the wounded creature lay still, half buried in dust and smoke. And between them all, one small human vessel, Aurora 7, stood in the middle of the storm. Inside, alarms screamed. The bridge flickered with sparks. But Captain Elena Ward did not move from the window. She watched the alien fleet forming another attack pattern, calm but unshaken. Damage report, she said. Shields at 40%, Harris answered. Another hit like that and we're done. Reed, the first officer, turned to her. Captain, we can't hold this position. The creature isn't moving and the council won't stop. We need to retreat. Elena didn't answer right away. Her eyes were fixed on the massive body below. The creature's chest rose and fell slowly, the faint blue light pulsing weaker with every breath. Look at it, she said quietly. It's dying. Reed shook his head. It's killed billions, Captain. Maybe, Elena said softly. But I don't think it wanted to. The communication screen blinked again. The alien admiral appeared, his reptilian face twisted in anger. Human vessel, he said coldly. You are protecting a weapon that destroyed half the Orion arms. Stand down, or we erase you. Elena crossed her arms. If it was a weapon, who built it? The admiral frowned. That is not your concern. It is, she replied. Because it's not fighting. It's hurt. And you're trying to kill something that's already dying. The admiral hissed. You speak of mercy? You humans think compassion can undo the death it caused. Elena's voice stayed calm. No. But maybe understanding can stop it from happening again. The alien slammed a clawed hand on his console. You have 1 minute to move, human. The screen went black. Harris turned to Elena. Captain, they mean it. Elena walked to the center of the bridge. Her boots echoed softly on the metal floor. She looked at each of her crew members, tired, afraid, but still waiting for her order. She took a deep breath. All of you joined this mission to explore the unknown, she said. Well, here it is. The galaxy told us this creature was evil. But we see it now, alone, broken, hunted. So here's the question. Do we listen to their fear or our own eyes? The crew looked at one another. Harris hesitated, then nodded slowly. If you stay, Captain. I stay. One by one, the others nodded too. Reed sighed heavily, then smiled just a little. We're already dead if we run. Let's make it count. Elena smiled faintly. Good. Then we stand. Prepare for full scan, she ordered. I want to know what's keeping that thing alive. The team got to work. Data streamed across the monitors, biological readings mixed with machine signals. The creature wasn't just flesh. Deep inside its body were mechanical structures, ancient technology older than any known empire. Harris stared at the results. Captain, I think it was made. Someone built it. Elena leaned forward. Built? By who? I don't know, he said, but the energy inside it, it's the same pattern used in old war drones. Only this is millions of times stronger. Reed looked shocked. You're saying it was a weapon? Yes, Harris said. A living one. Designed to fight, not to choose. Elena's jaw tightened. So it didn't destroy those worlds because it wanted to. It was forced to. The room fell silent. Every crew member felt it, the sudden shift between hate and sorrow. Another blast shook the ship. Elena grabbed the railing. Report. Fleet's opening fire again. Harris shouted. They're not waiting. Raise shields. The human ship trembled under the assault, light bursting around them like fireworks. But they stayed in place. Outside, the creature's eyes opened again. This time it didn't look angry. It looked confused, almost aware. Its gaze met the human vessel floating above it, small and fragile but still there. Something deep inside the beast stirred. A low sound vibrated through the air, not a roar but a heartbeat answering another heartbeat. The human scanners flared red. Captain, Harris said, energy levels inside the creature are rising. It's reacting to us. Is it charging a weapon? Reed asked. Harris shook his head. No. I think it's healing. Then the alien fleet broke formation. A dozen ships dove down, weapons primed to finish the job. Captain, Reed said quickly, if we stay we'll die. Elena looked out the window at the burning sky. She thought of the stories told about humans, the reckless, emotional race that never learned when to stop caring. Maybe they were right. Send a message to the fleet, she said finally. Harris blinked. What do we tell them? Elena's voice was steady. Tell them the truth. The message went out across the battle net. This creature was created as a weapon by those long gone. It doesn't want to fight. It wants to live. If the galaxy calls that a monster, then maybe the galaxy is wrong. The alien admiral's face reappeared, eyes burning with rage. You speak as if you understand it. Maybe I don't, Elena said softly. But I understand what mercy is. He growled. Then mercy will die with you. The signal cut out again. Elena turned to her crew. Brace for impact. Outside, bright lines of energy streaked down from orbit. Aurora 7's shields flared, holding for only seconds before flickering. The crew held their breath. But just as the next volley began, a massive shockwave ripped through the valley. A burst of blue light erupted from the creature's chest, spreading like a storm across the battlefield. The alien weapons flickered and died. The creature was awake, truly awake now. Its enormous head lifted fully, wings stretching against the broken sky. It looked at the human ship again, then let out a long deep sound that made the stars tremble. The sky over Zerith 9 burned like a dying sun. Alien ships filled the clouds, forming a wall of metal and fire. At the center of it all stood one human ship, Aurora 7, small, broken, but unyielding. And beneath it, the ancient creature, the Devourer, was awake again. The creature's blue light spread through the black dust, running along the ground like veins of lightning. Its chest glowed brighter, pulsing with slow, heavy heartbeats. Each pulse pushed back the smoke and lit the ruined valley with ghostly light. Inside Aurora 7, chaos reigned. Shields at 15%. Harris shouted. Engines failing. Reed added. Panels sparked, the ship groaned, but still it held position in front of the creature. Captain Elena Ward stood tall, her eyes fixed on the alien fleet above. She had made her choice. Humanity would not move. Then the Admiral's voice came again through the comms, sharp, full of fury. You think this thing will spare you, human? You protect a weapon built to end galaxies. Elena answered calmly. Maybe it was built to destroy. But it never asked to be. For a heartbeat, silence. Then every alien gun lit up the sky. The first volley hit. The shield screamed. The deck shook. The crew braced themselves as lights burst across the hull. Return fire. Elena ordered. The humans fired plasma bursts, weak compared to the enemy's power but accurate. Several alien ships faltered, surprised that the tiny vessel dared to fight back. Below, the creature lifted its head higher. It looked toward the human ship hovering just above it. And for the first time it roared. The sound was not rage, it was pain mixed with strength. A deep vibration rolled through the ground, through the ships, through the stars. The alien fleet's targeting systems flickered. Their sensors went blind for a moment. Captain? Harris yelled. It's disrupting their systems. Elena smiled. Then we fight together. The beast began to move. Huge wings, cracked and torn, unfolded slowly. Each movement shook the valley. Rocks split. Clouds twisted. Blue energy poured from its wounds, glowing like rivers of fire. The alien fleet opened fire again, desperate. Dozens of beams rained down, exploding around the creature. But this time the creature fought back. It raised one claw toward the sky. A pulse of light shot upward, a silent wave of pure energy. Half the alien ships vanished in that flash, not destroyed but thrown away by the shockwave, spinning out into space. The rest turned to flee, but the humans held their position. Reed stared at the radar. "I can't believe it, it's shielding us. The blasts aren't even touching our hull anymore." Elena nodded. "It learned from us." But the victory was short. More ships appeared on long-range scanners, reinforcements. Hundreds of them. The entire Galactic fleet had come. Harris looked pale. "There's no way out this time." Elena clenched her fists. "There's always a way out, we just haven't seen it yet." The creature looked up again, sensing the danger. Its energy readings spiked, climbing higher and higher until the instruments almost exploded. Reed shouted, "Captain, it's overloading. If that thing releases all that power, this planet will break apart." Elena stared at the readings, then at the creature itself. "It's trying to protect us again, even if it kills itself." She made her decision. "Prepare the transfer link," she ordered. Her crew turned to her in disbelief. "Captain, that's suicide," Harris said. "Our power cores can't handle it." "Then make them handle it," Elena replied firmly. "If it dies, the explosion will destroy half this sector. We have to stabilize it." The team worked fast, connecting the ship's power grid to the external energy emitter. Cables hummed. Lights dimmed. The whole ship vibrated. "Link ready," Harris called. Elena placed her hand on the console. "Begin transfer." Energy surged through Aurora 7, pouring from its reactor into the creature below. The ship shook violently, alarms blaring. The hull began to crack. Sparks rained down like stars. Reed shouted over the noise, "We're going to burn out." Elena didn't answer. She watched through the window as the creature's glow steadied, its breathing slowing. The chaotic flashes around its chest softened into a calm, even rhythm. It was working. The beast was stabilizing. Outside, the alien fleet regrouped. Hundreds of ships aligned their weapons, forming a circle of fire around Zerith 9. Their admiral's voice returned, cold and final. "Enough. You've chosen your side, human. You will die with your monster." Elena smiled faintly. "Maybe. But you'll remember why." She turned to her crew. "Divert all remaining power to the external field. Let's finish this." The human ship glowed white-hot as its core output reached the limit. Below, the creature lifted its head and looked at the humans one last time. Something passed between them, not words but understanding. A connection. The beast raised its wings and unleashed a single blinding pulse. A wave of blue energy spread outward, touching every alien ship in the sky. One by one their weapons went dark. Their systems failed. Engines died. The sky fell silent. Aurora 7 drifted through the glowing storm, its systems fried but alive. Reed whispered, voice shaking, "They're retreating. All of them." Harris looked at the monitors. "Captain, the creature's heartbeat, it's steady. We did it." Elena leaned back, exhausted, a soft smile on her face. "We didn't fight for victory," she said quietly. "We fought for a chance." The creature rose slowly from the ground, its full body revealed at last. Enormous, shining, majestic. It looked once more at the little human ship floating nearby. Then it turned toward the sky and flew upward, leaving trails of blue light behind. The humans watched in silence as it vanished into the clouds. The storm ended. The world grew quiet. Aurora 7 drifted among the ruins, damaged but still shining. Silence filled the ship Aurora 7. The battle was over. The alien fleet had vanished into the dark, their pride broken, their courage gone. But the humans were not celebrating. Their ship floated above the ashes of a ruined world, wounded and nearly powerless. Panels flickered. Systems hissed. And through the cracked window, Captain Elena Ward watched the sky glow faintly blue, the last trace of the creature that had saved them. Inside the control room, the crew worked quietly. "Reactor's cold," Reed said. "We've got maybe 12 hours of life support left," Harris added. No one complained. No one panicked. They all knew they had done something no species in the galaxy would ever believe. They had fought for the monster, not against it. Elena looked at the flickering radar. The creature's energy signature was fading fast, heading deeper into the void. Reed frowned. Captain, it's leaving. The readings are getting weaker. Elena's voice was soft. It's hurt. We saved it, but it's still dying. For a long moment, nobody spoke. Then Harris asked quietly, are we going after it? The captain didn't hesitate. Yes. Humanity doesn't abandon its friends. The engine screamed weakly as Aurora 7 turned toward the trail of blue light. The ship was slow, broken, but determined. Hours passed. The light grew dimmer. Finally, they reached the edge of an old nebula, a place filled with dust and silence. There, Reed whispered, pointing to the screen. In the middle of the fog, the creature floated, motionless, wings folded. Its glow flickered like a dying star. Elena's heart tightened. It looked peaceful, almost human. They approached slowly. The ship's floodlights touched the creature's surface, rough, scarred, covered with glowing veins of energy. Each vein pulsed faintly like a heartbeat trying to hold on. Elena pressed her hand to the glass. You're not alone anymore, she whispered. Suddenly, the creature's eyes opened, two massive spheres of white light. The entire nebula shivered as if reacting to its awakening. Harris stumbled back. It's awake. The crew held their breath. But instead of attacking, the creature reached out, a slow, careful movement. Its massive claw stopped just short of the ship, trembling. And then, the lights on Aurora 7 flickered. The readings spiked. The ship's systems were connecting, not through cables or signals but through energy itself. Reed gasped. Captain, it's linking with us again. It's showing us something. A rush of images filled the screens, blinding flashes of memory, emotion, sound. The crew saw distant worlds burning. They saw the creature chained in energy fields by alien scientists long ago. They saw experiments, pain, fear, and then escape. The creature had never been born to destroy. It had been made, created as a weapon by the same species who now called it a monster. Elena felt a lump in her throat. They built it, and then they feared it. Harris clenched his fists. They blamed it for what they did themselves. Reed's voice was trembling. It's showing us this because it trusts us. The lights dimmed. The creature lowered its claw, and its energy pulse slowed. It was weak, fading fast. Elena knew what it wanted. It had no voice, but its feelings were clear. It wanted to rest. It wanted peace. The captain whispered softly, You've been fighting alone for too long. She turned to her crew. Prepare the medical drones. We'll try to heal it. Harris stared at her. Captain, it's the size of a city. We can't heal that. Elena smiled faintly. Maybe not its body, but its heart. The humans launched small drones, glowing spheres that floated toward the creature's wounds. They scanned the damage, then emitted stabilizing fields, repairing the cracks where energy leaked out. Slowly, the creature's glow grew stronger. The heartbeat steadied again. Reed watched the readings. Captain, it's recovering. I think it's responding to us. The massive being tilted its head slightly, eyes focusing on the small human ship. A deep, low hum filled the air, a sound like gratitude. Elena smiled. You're welcome. But peace didn't last long. An alert flashed red across the console. Multiple jump signatures detected. Harris shouted. They're back. Through the nebula, dozens of alien warships appeared, the Galactic Council's fleet, returning to finish what they started. Their leader's voice came through every frequency, cold and furious. Step away, humans. That creature is a threat to all life. Elena replied calmly, It's not a threat. It's a victim. You think you can save it? The alien voice hissed. You think your small race can protect what we fear? The captain's eyes hardened. We don't think. We do. The creature turned toward the new threat, its glow bright again. But this time it didn't prepare to fight. Instead, it placed one claw between the humans and the alien fleet, shielding them. Reed gasped. It's protecting us now. Elena whispered, It learned compassion from humans. The alien admiral laughed bitterly. Compassion will not save you. Hundreds of weapons powered up at once, filling the nebula with deadly light. But before the first shot fired, a wave of energy burst from the creature. Not violent but calm, spreading through the entire fleet. The alien ships froze. Their systems didn't fail, they just stopped. Every pilot felt something, sorrow, regret, memory. They saw what the humans had seen. The truth of the creature's suffering filled their minds. For the first time, the galaxy's greatest armies hesitated. Elena watched in silence as the massive fleet drifted, unsure of what to do. No one fired. No one moved. The captain whispered, Maybe they're finally seeing it. The creature's glow softened once more. It looked at the humans one last time, its light reflecting on their faces like gentle starlight. Then it spoke, not in words but in emotion so strong everyone felt it at once. "Thank you." And with that, it rose higher, wings spreading wide, disappearing into the nebula, finally free. The humans stared after it in silence. Harris broke it with a quiet voice, "Captain, what do we tell the galaxy?" Elena looked at the stars. Her voice was calm but powerful. "Tell them the truth. The monster they feared had more humanity than any of them ever did." The galaxy was quiet for the first time in centuries. No wars. No fleets chasing shadows. Only silence and questions. Every species spoke about the same event. The day the humans stood beside the monster. Across thousands of worlds, holoscreens replayed the moment again and again. A small human ship protecting a creature that once destroyed planets, and surviving. No one could believe it. No one could explain it. But they all felt something they hadn't felt in a long time: shame. On the alien capital world of Velcor, the Galactic Council gathered. The hall was filled with hundreds of species: wings, claws, scales, metal skin. They argued for hours. The humans have violated every law. They sided with a weapon of extinction. They must answer for what they've done. Then the oldest member of the council, a frail being of silver light, spoke softly. "Answer? No." They reminded us what we forgot. The hall fell silent. Because deep down everyone knew he was right. The humans had done what none of them dared. They showed mercy to the thing everyone feared. Far from the council world, in the quiet hangar of Aurora 7, Captain Elena Ward sat alone. Her ship was being repaired piece by piece. Her crew rested nearby, exhausted but alive. Outside the window the stars shimmered, peaceful now, almost gentle. Reed walked in holding a small data pad. "Captain, the council sent another message. They want to talk." Elena didn't look up. "They want to talk or they want to judge?" Harris entered next, holding 2 cups of coffee. He handed one to her. "Does it matter? We already made our choice." Elena smiled faintly. "That we did." She stared at the stars again. "You ever think we might have changed something out there?" Harris chuckled softly. "We did. We made monsters believe in kindness." Then without warning, the radar blinked. A faint signal appeared. At first the crew thought it was static. But the pattern was familiar, a rhythm of pulses like a heartbeat. Reed frowned. "Captain, you need to see this." On the main screen, a wave of blue light shimmered across the edge of the galaxy. It was the creature's energy signature. Elena's eyes widened. "It's alive." The room filled with life again. The crew smiled, laughed, cried all at once. Harris whispered, "It's watching us, maybe saying goodbye." Reed shook his head. "No, it's calling us." Meanwhile in the council hall, alarms echoed across every system. The same signal appeared everywhere, from nebulae, from gas giants, from deep space. Not just one. Thousands. Multiple blue lights across the stars. Every reading matched the creature's energy, but each one was different. Smaller. Younger. The room fell silent. The council leader whispered in disbelief. It wasn't alone. The realization struck everyone at once. The being they had feared was not a monster, it was a species. And now they were all awakening. Back on Aurora 7, the crew watched as dozens of faint blue shapes appeared in the distance, moving slowly, carefully, as if guided by something unseen. Elena whispered, "They're coming here, to this sector." Reed checked the readings. "They're avoiding populated systems. Staying far from colonies. It's like they don't want to scare anyone." Harris smiled quietly. "Maybe they learned from their friend." The captain stood, her voice calm but proud. "Then we'll guide them. If the galaxy fears them again, we'll stand in between, like before." A week later the first transmission arrived. Not from humans, not from the beasts, but from the aliens themselves. A voice broadcast across the stars, translated into every known language. "We judged humanity as reckless. We called them dangerous. But we saw them protect what we feared. Perhaps they are not the threat. Perhaps they are the cure." Across the galaxy things began to change. Alien children played games pretending to be the brave humans. Old warships were decommissioned. Even the word monster started to fade from language. For the first time, peace didn't come from fear, it came from understanding. Elena watched all this unfold through reports and messages. She couldn't help but smile. Humanity, once mocked as emotional and weak, had changed the course of the stars, just by caring. One night, as the ship drifted near a calm blue nebula, Elena recorded her final log entry. Captain's log, Aurora 7. The galaxy is healing. The creature, or its kind, still wanders out there. Maybe it will always wander. But now no one hunts them. Maybe one day they'll return, not as beasts but as friends. She paused, then added softly. And if anyone asks what it means to be human, tell them this story. Outside, in the distance, a massive shadow moved, slow, gentle, glowing softly in the dark. It turned once toward the small ship, then vanished into the endless stars. A final goodbye, or perhaps a promise. The humans watched in silence, their faces lit by the blue reflection of hope. And across the galaxy, billions whispered the same words that echoed through time. The galaxy had forgotten humanity. But humanity never forgot the galaxy.